Hello everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and today I'm going to be playing Arkham Horror, the card game. This is the second scenario that comes in the core box set. This one is called The Midnight Masks. I've never played this before, so you'll have to cut me some slack if I have to pause the camera occasionally to check the rules or something like that. But I've got the city of Arkham has been laid out here somewhat. This is following the rules. These little markers here tell me when it's safe to move from one place to the other, and they're all on their locked side. I haven't visited them yet to flip them over. Let's see. This game also called for some of the cards to be pulled out and shuffled and set aside. This is called the Cultist Deck. This is the event deck right here, and just shuffle it up. And the only other thing I need to cover before I get started playing is, in the last scenario, I got 7 XP points, and so I went ahead and upgraded my deck based on what I understand the rules to be. And let me show you the cards I bought. Now, in this game, I'm playing Roland Banks, the Fed. He agreed to have his house burned down in scenario 1. I guess I agreed to have my house burned down. And it turns out that awarded me 1 trauma. Trauma carry over into the next scenario in terms of I have 9 health and 5 sanity. Well, I automatically start with 1 sanity gone because I got that trauma point in the last scenario. So I'm down to 4 right now. Roland, I don't know if he's good or not. This is my first time really playing it solo. But I know that being that he's low on sanity, if it goes to 0, he's gone. So I need some help there. So one of the first cards I purchased, now keep in mind I had 7 XP. This one has 3 pips on it, so 3 XP points. This is called Charisma, and it's permanent. So it stays next to my character card. And what it does, it basically allows me to have 1 additional ally. Normally, you can only have 1 ally, and an ally will have their own health and sanity, and you can choose to give it to them instead of taking it yourself. I chose this because it just makes sense for me to have as many allies as I can, not only to make up for this lost point, but also they bring abilities. There was a character card in the last scenario called Lita Chandler, that is in my deck, and she's pretty powerful ally. So I want to be able to get her out, and I want to get the Beat Cop out, and then I have some other allies in there. So this is going to allow me to have 2. I spent 1 XP on the magnifying glass. This is an asset, so if I can play this, and it gives me +1 research when investigating. And because it's fast, it doesn't take an action to play, and it costs nothing. So it would go down here. Now, it does say that I can always, if there are no clues on your current location, return magnifying glass to your hand. So if I choose to investigate and there's no clues, I can pull this back in my hand and use it. I don't quite understand exactly where the benefit of putting it back in my hand is, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I also bought extra ammunition for 1 pip. This brings me up to 3, 4, 5, because the guns that Roland in this deck, I have a 45 and a 38, and I think both of them only come with 4 ammo, 4 bullets. So when that runs out, you don't discard the gun, but it's useless unless you have extra ammo. And then finally, for the 2 remaining pips, I got this one. I don't know if this one's going to be good, but it seemed like it was right up his alley. It's called Seeking Answers. And if I choose to do an investigate, it says, if you succeed, you discover 2 clues from your location and connecting. You discover 2 total clues from among your location and any connecting. So I guess if he was like here, and there were clues on these spots, once these cards are revealed, if I investigate and there's only 1 clue here, I could take 1 from here if this was revealed. So I don't know. I'm new to this whole deck building thing, so we shall see. Right now, I'm going to start the game with 5 resources. I start out with 5, and I get to draw 5 cards, and I get to do a mulligan. I automatically remove weaknesses and treachery cards, and put those back in the deck. And then I can go up to 5 cards of substituting. So sorry. I'm trying to think of what else I've got here. I'll read the agenda and the act. Interestingly, there's only one act card. This mission apparently takes place during one night, so there's kind of like a time limit to it, a real short time limit. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm bad about shuffling these cards. I need to get these cards sleeved. I'm used to doing sleeved cards. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put my deck right here. And I've got Knife, which I like. Deduction, which I like. Evidence, I like. Emergency Cash, I like. And Extra Ammunition. I'm going to put the Extra Ammunition back in. I have no weapon, so this card's just kind of sit there. And I am going to draw a card, and I get Hyper Awareness, which, I don't know, that one might be okay. So, let me just shuffle real quick, and I will get this game going. What else am I need to let you know? I will be reading the cards from... Got some background music going, too. I'll be reading the card descriptions so that you get a little bit of idea what's going on. So let's start this game by reading the first agenda card and the act card. Lita seems convinced of a conspiracy within the city of Arkham. She believes that a secret cult serves the ghouls that live in the crypts beneath the city, and that several of the cult's prominent members are scattered throughout Arkham. As you begin searching for them, you can't shake the feeling that you too are being hunted. As an action, at any point, I can resign. You don't want to risk taking too long, so you head to safety with the information you've gathered. This one has 6 Doom tokens on it, so when I get 6 Doom tokens collected, this will flip and move to the next agenda card. So Act 1A reads, Uncovering the Conspiracy. You have one night to find the members of this cult and unveil their plan. The more members of the cult you can find and interrogate before midnight, the better. As an action, the investigators can spend 2 clues as a group and draw the top card of the Cultist deck. The objective, find as many unique cultist enemies as you can and add them to the victory display. If there are 6 unique cultist enemies in the victory display, I can advance this card. Which, since there's only one, I assume that would mean I win. All right, let's go. Now, the first round is the Mythos Phase, but you always skip it during the first round. So it goes immediately to the Investigative Phase, which is me. So first thing I'm going to do is look to see if I have any fast cards that can be played instantly. I do not. I start, I think it says I start, where did it say I start? Trying to remember it. My house burned down. Each investigator begins play at Rivertown. All right, so I need to place this at Rivertown, which is right here in the center. So I roll this one over. There's one clue here. One clue token, and it's got a Shroud of 1. And it says, there is something unsettling about the water of the Miskatonic River tonight. It ripples and bubbles as though something is moving beneath the surface. And the color code down here tells me which cards I can move to, but I've gone ahead and marked it with these particular pieces to indicate how they work. Okay. One nice thing, by the way, if you're colorblind, it uses symbols as well, so you don't have to go by the color. There's a moon, diamond, square, looks like a tilde, and an X. So if you're colorblind, you're good to go. Nice job, Fantasy Flight. Okay, I'm going to play my cards out. Since I don't have another player, I can just have them sitting out here. First thing I'm going to do is build up my cash. I'm going to use an action to play this event card. It goes to my discard, and I get 3 new resources. That's action 1. Action 2, I'm going to play the knife for a cost of 1. And then action number 3, I am going to... I should have done hyper awareness. That was dumb. I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna do hyper awareness. I don't have anybody to fight, so why would I don't need a weapon just yet. Hyper awareness, I spend 2 tokens, and then I can spend resources to enhance my abilities. And then the third one is I'm going to investigate. My investigate is 3. The shroud is 1. I'm going to use deduction. It says, if this skill test is successful while investigating a location, discover 1 additional clue. You know what? I don't know if that works. There's only 1 clue at this location, so if I investigate and I'm going to save this for one when there's maybe 2 clues. And that's all I can do. So it's 3, and it says I can spend 1 resource to get 1 additional research. So I'm going to do that and bump it up to 4 research versus 1 shroud. 4 plus 1 is 5, so I did get the clue. That's good. And I put it with my character card, and that is it for the Investigator Phase. Enemy Phase, no enemies. So we go straight to the Upkeep, which is, normally I would flip this over to indicate his turn's over, but there's only 1 player in the game, so I'll probably forget to do this sometimes. So Roland is not exhausted anymore. And it says I ready all exhausted cards, don't have any, and I draw a card and I get a resource. So I just got medical texts. Choose an investigator location and test 2 if it's a healing card. Okay, so far so good. Let me keep these in my hand, that way I don't get them confused with cards I've actually played. Now it is the Mythos Phase. I add a Doom token, and it takes 6 to advance the agenda. I draw an event card. An Acolyte, Humanoid Cultist. These are the cards I want. And I don't think it has a victory card. It says, find as many unique cultists as you can. Okay, well, I don't know if this is unique, but if I beat him, I'll keep him. So he spawns at any empty location. I think that means any empty, like no investigators. So I'm going to put him, I don't know. He's an Acolyte. I'll put him at the hospital. How about that? He's down here at the hospital for now. He spawns there and forced. After Acolyte enters play, place 1 Doom token on it. Great. So there's already a 2nd Doom on this guy. What I don't know is if I beat him, if that token goes away. If I get rid of him, because it says it goes on the card. So if I defeat it, what happens to the Doom token? I may have to pause this camera in a little bit and figure that out. All right, that's it for the Mythos Phase. It's now the Investigator Phase. I have 4 cards. I am going to move as an action to... I want to move somewhere where I get the most bang for my buck. Most options. If I move to Southside, I've got to come back to Rivertown. So I'm going to move to Miskatonic, because Miskatonic gets me to Northside, and... well, no, Southside gets me over to St. Mary's Hospital. That's the only way I can go. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Miskatonic University, and I flip it over. Oh, a Shroud of 4 and 2 clue tokens. That hurts. All right. Arkham. As an action when you're in Arkham, you may search the top 6 cards of your deck for a tome or spell and add it to your hand and then shuffle your deck. Well, I do have some tomes, but I don't have any spells, so I don't know if that's going to benefit me. Wow. 4 Shroud. So that automatically beats my research, so I'd have to spend money to bump that up. But I need to start getting clues, so I don't really have a choice. There's 2 clues there. So my first action, this one says play after you defeat an enemy. I wish there was an enemy here. Darn it. Well, no enemy yet, so deduction. If the skill test... All right, so here we go. This is where the deduction comes in, because it says, if this is successful while investigating, discover 1 additional clue. There's 2 there. So I'm going to play this. It gives me it bumps me up to 4 against 4. And then I'm going to play... I hate to do this, but I'm going to play this, which has 2 investigate. So that bumps me up to 6. And 6 versus 4 is not all that great, but I really don't have a choice. 6 versus 4. And I drew the skeleton, which is... The skeleton is -X. X is the highest number of doom on a cultist enemy in play. That's 1. So 6 minus 1 takes me down to 5. I get this clue, and I get another clue. Now it says, as an action, I may spend 2 tokens to draw the top card of a cultist. So I just took an action. These cards go into discard. I just took... no, one action was to move. Second action was to investigate. And my third action will be to cash these in for a cultist. And it says I think you add it to the grave. You don't play it. It says draw the top card of the cultist. Find as many unique cultist enemies as you can and add them to the victory display. Do I fight it? I think I might. I think I draw the... It says it spawns in the graveyard. This is confusing. Does it go right into my victory slot, or do I have to fight it? I would assume that I have to fight it, because I'm moving around trying to discover these. Okay, so I may be doing this wrong. I'm going to put this here in the graveyard, and wow. Okay. Add Herman to the victory display. Okay, yeah, it looks like I do have to fight him. Or I have to parley with him. All right. That's it for my 3 actions. It is the monster phase. He doesn't move. He stays here. He doesn't move. He stays here. If they had the hunter keyword, they would move in my direction. And I draw an event card. On Wings of Darkness. Revelation. Test Fleet 4. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Then disengage from each Night Gaunt enemy engaged with you and move to a central location. I don't know what that means. Central location. I'll have to look that up in the rules. Okay, so test 4. If you fail, take a damage and horror. So I'm probably going to fail this. Although it says I can spend resources. I don't need to take any damage or horror. Test Fleet 4. His fleet is 2. So I need to spend 2 actions to bump that up to 4. Do I have any cards that'll add to fleet? I do not. I will spend 1 more to bump it to 5. I'm at 5 to 4. I'm gonna spend another one to do 6 to 4. I think I can spend as many resources as I need to do it. 6 versus 4. Here we go. 6 versus 4. -1. I beat it. Okay. And I'm not engaged with any Night Gaunts, so this one goes up here. And I did not take any damage or horror. All right, my turn. Did I do... That was the Mythos Phase. Investigator Phase. I'm down to 2 cards. I need to go ahead and play the knife. I'll spend 1 to play it. I will move to the south side. Need to put this back in the bag. Flip this. Shroud of 3 and only 1 clue token. While here, it says I can draw 3 cards. Limit 1 use per game. All right, so I moved. And I'm going to spend an action to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. I've got Beat Cop, which is good because he's an ally, although I don't have much money to get it out. I've got Dodge, which is good, and I've got Dynamite, which is really good, although it costs 5. I'm low on resources is what I am. So 1, 2, and a Shroud of 3, and I've got... Man, this is not good. Well... About all I can do. Do I want to investigate and waste an action knowing that I'm probably going to lose it, given that I'm 3 to 3? I could spend this one to bump that up to 4 to 3. I don't like those odds, but I do like knowing that I'm getting another clue token. Do I get more money, or do I... I drew the 3, so I can't do that, and I've got nothing I can contribute to help me with my investigation. Now, I could spend the resource and go 4 to 3. I don't really have a choice. I'll spend it and go 4 to 3. Come on, 4 to 3, and I got the auto fail, so it failed. All right, he did not get the token. All right, that is the end of the Investigator Phase. Enemy Phase, they stay in place. Upkeep Phase, I draw a card. I got Lita, excellent, and I also get a resource. So that is the end of the Upkeep Phase. Mythos, I add a Doom token. We are now at 3 Doom tokens. And I draw a card. Another on Wings of Darkness. Test Fleet of 4. Man. And that's... I don't have enough money to... I'm going to fail it. So, I'm going to auto-fail it and take a damage and a horror. I don't really have a choice here. Alright, so I took a damage and a horror. Now I'm down to 3 horror. And now it is my turn. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play Lita. 0 actions. That's my first action, but it doesn't cost anything to play her. She does give me +1 fight, and when I defeat a monster, when I hit a monster, I get +1 damage. So I like that. All right. So I played an action. If I move, that's action number 2, and then I could fight him, and. Okay, let me do this. I need to fight him to reveal this location, and also, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move, which is action number 2. He engages with me. I'll put him right here on top, or somewhere. Put him right here. And I'm going to fight him. So on my fight, I can go... All right, so my fight is 4. Lita gives me +1, which is 5 to his 3. I really don't want to spend anything else to bump that up because I need to use this to heal, and I've got a Beat Cop, which is another ally, and I want to hold him. So I also have my knife. I keep forgetting. So it's 4 plus 1 is 5 plus Lita is 6. So I'm at 6, and I also get the +1 damage, which he only has 1 health, so that doesn't really matter. But so I'm doing 6 to his 3. Six plus 1 is 7, so I defeated him. Now, the real question, he's a cultist, so he goes over here. The real question is, does this Doom token go away or stay put? I don't know. Place 1, after Acolyte enters, place a Doom token on it. I not knowing the rule, and I may regret this, I'm going to keep it in play. It says the grim rule is do what's worst. What's worst is to have that token there. All right, so I successfully defeated him, and any bonuses for that? After you defeat an enemy, you discover 1 clue. By the way, I'm here, and there's 1 clue here and a Shroud of 2. And nice, as an action, I can heal 3 damage next turn, so I will do that. Or I may come back once he's got that much damage. That is it for the Investigator Phase. I played Lita, I moved, I fought. That was my 3 actions. All right. So now it is the Creature Phase. This one stays put. I advance the Doom tokens, 4, and I draw a card. Hunting Shadow. It's a curse. Revelation. You must either spend a clue or take 2 damage. Well, you know what? I'll take the damage. I will take the damage because in just a second I can heal it right back. There's 3 damage on me, and it is my turn. So as an action, I'm going to heal 3. So this goes away. As another action, did I get the... Oh, you know what? I defeated the enemy here, so this token is mine. As another action, I'm going to spend the 2 clues and draw another card. Ruth Turner, the Mortician. She spawns at St. Mary's Hospital. Well, look at that. She's here. Okay. She has a fight of 2 and a health of 4. So it was my action. So I healed here. That was an action. And I guess I could fight her. I only have 1. Okay. She's got a health of 4. So she does me 1 damage. What to do? I will... I'm saving the dynamite for these hard guys with high fight, high health. After Ruth is evaded, add her to the victory display. Oh, I'm glad I read that. I can evade her. Actually, no, I can't, because she's got an evade of 5, and I've got an evade of 2. Okay, well, I won't be doing that. Play when an enemy attacks. Cancel that attack. That's not an evade. That does not count as an evade. So, well, shoot. I could spin for evade, but I only have one token. I'm never going to beat her 5 evade. I got to get like 7 evade to beat that. So I've got to fight her. That's all I can do. All right, so I will fight. I've already spent 1 action. Second action will be... second action was to reveal her, and third action is to fight her. And I get a fight of 4, 5, 6, and I do an extra point of damage if I hit. So I'm doing 6 to 2. And I got the good thing. Add effect +1 for each clue on your location. So that doesn't really matter. But I did hit her, and I do 2 damage to her. And so that's all I can do there. That's 3 actions. It's the creature phase. He stays. She will attack me for 1 health. All right, so I take another point of damage, and she is exhausted. And now it's the upkeep phase. So she unexhausts, and he unexhausts. I draw a card, magnifying glass, which is good, and I get a resource. I need to start getting some resources. Now it is the Mythos phase. 5. 1 more, and this card will flip. I got a false lead, treachery, revelation. If you have no clues, false lead gains surge. If you have 1 or more clues, test book 4. For each point you fail by, place 1 of your clues on your location. I have no clues. If you have no clues, false lead gains surge. Let me look that up, because I have no clue what that means. Surge. This is the rules reference. Surge. I don't know what that means. Surge. After drawing and resolving an encounter with the surge keyword, an investigator must draw another card from the encounter deck. If a card with the surge keyword is drawn during setup, the surge... Okay, so I have to draw another one. So this one doesn't count. If you have no clues, false lead gains surge. All right, so I draw another one. And another false lead. Locked door. I did shuffle that, I promise. Locked door. Attached to the location with the most clues and without a locked door attached. Well, I don't think I can do this because I haven't investigated any. Well, there's 1 clue here. Attached to the location with the most clues, right here, and without a locked door. This one is not locked, so this one goes on here. The attached location cannot be investigated. Now, as an action, I can break it. Test 4 strength to break down the door. So if I need this clue, I may have to head back. All right, now it is my turn. I am going to... Well, I gotta get Ruth. So let's fight her. I can draw... Well, I'm already at 6 over 2, so let's fight her. 6 over 2. And I drew 3, so that's 3 to 2, so I still win. She dies, and she goes to my victory place over here, and it says nothing. I just get a victory point for that. Okay, that is 1 action. Second action, I will move. I have to move back to south side because I can't get anywhere else. That's 1, 2, and now for the third action, I'm going to have to break this lock. Do I need it? Test 4 to break down the door, or fleet 4 to pick the lock. If you succeed, discard it. Well, I don't have fleet of 4, but I do have strength of 4. So strength is 4, and I get +1, and I get +1. So 6 versus 4. I don't like those odds, but I really don't want to spend a card. I could spend to make it 7 to 4, but I'm worried I'll draw him. That'll be a waste of money. 6 to 4. Let's try it. 6 minus 2 is 4, which is a tie. So this goes away. It was fight, move, this. That's the end of my actions. I can't do anything else. So enemy phase, he stays. Now I draw a card, and I got guard dog, and I get a resource. It is now the Mythos phase. I add the Doom token. That's 6. So let me put these over here and flip that token. Flip that card. All right. 6. It says, what? Agenda 1A. So you flip it, and it says spawns engaged with prey. Prey has the most clues. That would be. I don't have any clues, but I assume he's got to go with me. So he spawns here. He's a hunter, so he'll follow me. Even if I evade him, he'll come towards me. The masked hunter gets +2 health per investigator. So he's at 6 health already. While you're engaged with the masked hunter, you cannot discover or spend clues. Okay, so he automatically spawns here, so he engages with me. So he's engaged with me. He's going to be hard to hurt. All right. So that's the end of the Mythos phase, and now it is my turn. All right, we got to get you. You have a health of 6. Man. I only have 3. The guard dog would be good right now, but so would the beat cop. But I don't have 4 health. I'll have the dodge, which I can play fast. Play when an enemy attacks an investigator at your location. Cancel that attack. So that'll be good to have. Choose an investigator, and if you heal 1 damage. Okay. This one, I'm going to do this. He's got 4 fight versus 4 fight. I get 4, 5, 6. I'm going to play this to give me 7 to his 4. 7 to 4. Seven minus 2 is 5, so I still hit him. Now I did 1 damage, and I get 1 extra, so that does 2 damage to him. 1, 2. And so he's down to 4 now. Ugh. All right, so let me rephrase. So he moved. So I attacked him. That was action number 1. So I need to keep doing this. So this card goes away. Oh man. 2 and 2, 3 and 1. All right, so I hate to spend my beat cop, but the dog will deal 1 damage back when an enemy attacks me. Attack deals damage when he attacks the guard dog. So I like that. Second action. All right. I hate to do this, but I don't really have a choice. You get. I can play him for +1 fight. So I got 4, 5, 6, 7 to his 4 again. 7 to 4. And the skull is -X. X is the highest number of doom on a cultist. None. So I beat him, so he gets 2 more damage. That's action number 2. Cop goes away, and now I am down to 1 more action. Fighting him would be 6 to 4 now, but I could spend a token, a resource to bump that to 7. I'm gonna. Okay. Yeah, I need to do it. I'm gonna spend a resource and make that 7 to 4 again. 7, and this one is -2, so that takes it down to 5. So that's okay. And it says place a doom on the nearest cultist enemy. Well, that would be him because I just defeated him. So he gets a Doom token. And I just defeated the Silent Mask guy. And that is the end of my turn. Enemy phase, nothing. He doesn't move. Now I draw a card. I got Manual Dexterity, great, and I get a resource. I place a Doom token on this card. This card has 8, so I've got 1. And at any time I can resign. You don't want to risk taking too long, so I will have to keep that in mind. I don't have any. I got to get 6. What was the thing? Find as many unique enemies as you can. There are 6 unique cultists. Okay, so find as many as you can. So it's not that I have to find 6, but there are 6, and I've already got 3. So let's keep going. My turn. I just put a Doom token down. I draw an event card. Locked door. Attached to the location with the most clues. Good night. That's this one again. All right. I can't keep wasting time on that. I've got to go. I got to go collect these guys. So one action, I will move to here, Rivertown. By the way, I get a victory point for Miskatonic because I got both clues on it, so I have to remember that. I get that one. I didn't see that it has a victory point. So I move, and then second one, I will move to the graveyard. He comes at me, and I reveal this. The graveyard has 2 clues and 1 shroud. Forced. After you enter the graveyard, test 3 will. If you fail, you must take 2 horror or move to Rivertown. Okay. 3 will, which is I've got 3 will. I'm going to play dodge, which gives me 4 will. 4 will. All right, so I moved 1, I moved 2. Now all right, so I got this gravestone. What is that? -3, so I lost it. If you fail, place 1 of your clues on your location. I don't have a clue, so that's fine. But I did fail it, so I have to you must either take 2 horror, which I really can't do at this point. Actually, yes, I can. I can give it to Lita. She's got 3 horror, so I will give her 2 so that I do not have to move back. I have Herman Collins, the Undertaker. He has Fight 3, Health 4, and it says, spawn at the graveyard. As an action, I can choose and discard 4 cards from your hand and then perform parley. Add Herman to your victory display. So all I got to do is discard 4 cards, which I don't want to do because these are good cards. You know what? I'm going to do it as an action. It just makes sense because the whole point of this, and this goes up here. So he comes over here. That was an action. So it was 1, 2, 3. That's the end of my action. 3. I have no cards in my hand. Enemy, there aren't any. I draw a card and I get a resource. I drew Flashlight. Okay. Now I advance the Doom clock and I draw a card. Mysterious Chanting. Place 2 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. If there are no cultists in play, search the encounter deck and a discard pile for a cultist enemy and draw it, and then shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. So, if there are no cultists, search the encounter deck. There aren't any cultists in here. Search encounter and discard pile for a cultist enemy and draw it. I think you draw from the top. So, 1, 2, there's a cultist. All right. So, and then I shuffle these. And do I shuffle? I didn't do the discard and discard pile. Shuffle the encounter deck, so not the discard pile. Okay. All right. So I drew a Wizard of the Order. Spawns at any empty location. I'm going to put him at Rivertown. Might as well. That's central. Or I could put him at Graveyard, couldn't I? No, it's an empty location, so he's got to go at Rivertown. All right. Forced. At the end of the Mythos Phase, place 1 Doom on the Wizard of the Order at the end of the Mythos Phase. So we're not to the Mythos Phase yet. Or are we? This is the Mythos Phase. At the end of the Mythos Phase, place 1 doom. So I think every time it comes around, at the end of the Mythos Phase, place 1 doom on a wizard. I think so. I think you do at the end. So I'll put that here. Man, that's not cool. All right. He doesn't have any victory points, so fighting him's not really gonna. Well, he is a unique one though. I could get him. All right, so that's that. My turn. I need to get these tokens. So now it says after you defeat an enemy, discover a clue. Technically, I didn't defeat Herman. I parlayed him, so I don't get that. So here's what I'm going to do. I got a Shroud of 1 versus my Research of 3. So 3 to 1, that's not bad odds, but I am going to pay to bump that up to, I'll bump that up to 4 to 1. And I drew a -2, so 3 to 1, I did get a clue. That's my 1 action. I'm going to do it again. I don't have anything to... Well, I guess I could spend another token. I will I'll spend a token to investigate again. So I'm up to 3, 4 to 1. 4 minus 0 is 4, so I get the other one. And then for my third and final action, I will spend these 2 clue tokens to draw from this deck and get a note. All right, the Collector, humanoid cultist, spawns at north side. Where's north side? Spend 5 resources to parley and add her to the Victoria display. Okay, so I need to. So I don't even have to fight her. I could parley her if I get 5. That's good to know. Okay, so that was my third action. So, and I get a victory for clearing the graveyard too. That's good. Okay. Now, enemy phase. She's not a hunter. Not a hunter. So they stay. I draw a card. I got Seeking Answers, which is a good card, and I get a resource. And the Doom token goes up. It's now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It turns at 8. So I get like 2 more turns, and that's it. This is getting tight. Okay. At any time I can resign. All right. Resign. You don't want to. Okay. So I drew a card. I got a resource. I put a Doom token on. I draw this. That's what I do. All right. Obscuring Fog. Revelation. Attached to your location. Attached location gets 2 Shroud. After attached location. Okay, so I don't care about that. That's fine. That doesn't really hurt me. So it's my turn. So I am going to move. That is 1 action. He's got 4 fight but 2 health. Do I fight him or do I keep moving and go over here and get her? He's going to follow me. So 1, 2, 3. That would be my 3 actions. And then they're going to attack me for 1 health and 1 health, which I could do that. And then it'll be my turn. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to move 2. He moves with me. And I'm going to move again. And she engages with me. So I've got 2 enemies engaged. And I am all out of actions. Enemy phase, they each get an attack for 2 damage. 1, 2. And I add a Doom token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I also add another one at the end of the Mythos phase. Place a Doom on the token. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I draw a card. It's not the end of the Mythos phase yet. An Acolyte. Spawn at any empty location. After Acolyte enters, place a Doom token on it. I'll put him at the graveyard. I'll put a Doom token on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think 8. That's it. I think I failed it. 12 bells ring out across the town. It is midnight. There is no time left to investigate. You must act based on the information you've collected from the cultists you've found. All right. plus R2. So I go to and I read R2, which R2, resolution number 2. 12 bells ring out, singling midnight. You're out of time. You've managed to obtain some useful information about the cult and its plans. You only hope that it's enough. All right, in your campaign log under Cultists We Interrogated, record the names of each unique cultist enemy in the victory display. Well, I didn't get her, and I didn't get him. In your campaign log under Cultists Who Got Away, record the name of each unique enemy still remaining in the Cultist deck. In your campaign report, it's after midnight. I killed the Ghoul Priest, so that doesn't matter. Each investigator earns XP equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display. So I got Miskatonic and I got Graveyard, and those were the only 2 that had victory points on them. So for victory points, let's add these all up. So there are 2 cultists that I did not get in my deck, so I'll have to write them down. So Herman gave me 1, Masked Hunter gave me 2, 3, that's up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. This one is no victory point, unless it said each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value of each card. So the Acolyte didn't really give me anything, so I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 XP for this scenario. Man, even though nothing bad, I guess, happened to me at the end, I have a feeling that these enemies that I didn't take care of are going to come back to haunt me. But your heart gets going. You're like, oh, watching that clock. And all of a sudden, that Acolyte pulled that 7th Doom token, and then the Wizard of the Order gets a Doom token placed at the end of the Mythos Phase. That knocked me to 8. Now, I will check the rules, or I'll ask on the forums, because maybe, just maybe, these tokens, when you defeat them, the tokens go away, but I suspect that they contribute always to this. So we'll find that out. And then the other question I have is whether this was a one-time thing. At the end of the Mythos Phase on the Wizard of the Order, does this happen every time? Because if it didn't happen this time, that would have been 7, and I would have had 1 more turn to get Victoria, who needed 5. I had 3 tokens left. I could have used 2 actions to get 2 new resources, and then use those 5 to parley and get her. So it would, who knows how that would have ended up. All right, next time is scenario number 3, which is called The Devourer Below. I will be back in about a week to a week and a half with scenario number 3. I will go ahead and get my XP spent on some upgraded cards, and in the next video, I will let you know what I spent my XP on, and we'll see how this whole story wraps up. This is a 3-part story, so up next is the conclusion. All right, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Everybody, thanks for joining me, and I'll be back with another episode of Arkham Horror, the card game, very soon. Everybody, take care.